Lexington Center has stepped up security measures. How the trial run at a concert went, coming up.
The service dog is going to be the biggest part of his recovery.
A Lexington family is inching closer to their goal of getting a service dog for their son. We'll show you how you can help. Funeral arrangements are set for the teenager shot and killed in Mercer County last week.
This is WKYT News at 11.
A beautiful day in the bluegrass. Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We are tracking more warm temperatures tomorrow. We begin with meteorologist Jim Caldwell and the no-wait weather forecast.
Yes, it will be fantastic out there again with more sunshine. It'll look basically like today, but I think we'll increase some of the warmth as we likely see temperatures grow very close to the 80-degree mark, almost like summertime out there. That's how warm we're talking. Look at some of these for you tomorrow during the peak heating of the day. 78 here in Lexington. How about Danville coming in at 79, 80, Somerset, London, certainly a possibility as we move forward. Now, dry weather will also stick around, but we have to have change. It's inevitable. It's coming, and it's in our 7-day forecast. It'll be here toward the middle and latter part of the week. Out there tonight, though, we are on the clear and calm side all across central and eastern Kentucky. I think we end up at 49 degrees with mostly clear skies overnight tonight. As we head into the day tomorrow, average high for us comes in around 78, and you see those skies looking absolutely fantastic. We're going to track all of this coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. We are tracking a breaking news alert overseas. Leaders in Ecuador say at least 28 people are dead after an earthquake. The 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit the coast tonight. Its center was about 16 miles from a popular tourist area. The government's Natural Disaster Agency has not issued a tsunami alert. They are stepping up security today. Lexington Center leaders debuted new stand-up metal detectors at Rupp Arena. Many concert promoters require the detectors as part of their contracts bringing musicians to Rupp. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner shows us how the new detectors are working out in our top story at 11.
Going out on our own without my parents and stuff, you feel less secure.
The Lexington Center debuted its increased security Saturday night to concert goers.
It's usually just a purse check, and we go through like the metal detector things.
The world is becoming more frightening in the sense that there's all these different bombings that occur.
As thousands entered the Outcry concert, they were greeted by a new sight. Walk-through metal detectors are all new.
The NBA has become very active. Major League Baseball has become very active. The NHL has become very active. And the curve for America is to get ahead of that.
Now, according to Lexington Center officials, these larger metal detectors are actually quicker to get through than security personnel using the handheld metal detectors.
I mean, they've had these security measures at the airports for years now. They need to have them at these kind of facilities where there's large crowds to protect people.
This is the new precedent for most events at Rupp.
The Rupp Arena sent out the email to let people know what to bring in, what not to bring in.
Just put that in your cell phone in that gray tub. Thank you.
Cell phones, keys, and purses all put to the side. A quick walk through the metal detector got around 6,000 inside before showtime.
Anything we can do extra, I mean, if it takes a little time, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Saturday's event, officials say, is just a warm-up for Pearl Jam, which will bring in close to 18,000 later in April. In Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Arena leaders bought a total of 30 metal detectors. Now to a developing story in eastern Kentucky. Firefighters were on the scene of a fire at a Floyd County apartment complex. It started around 9 on Route 777 in Maytown. Firefighters are not sure if anyone's been injured. Funeral arrangements are now set for a Mercer County high school junior. Investigators found 17-year-old Tristan Cole dead in a field Wednesday night. They've charged a juvenile with murder and robbery. Tristan's family says visitation for family is Monday afternoon from 4 to 5 at Alexander and Royalty Funeral Home in Harrodsburg. Friends can stop by from 5 to 8 that night. The funeral is at 1 Tuesday afternoon. There will be a short visitation before the funeral. A Lexington family is closer to getting their son the service dog he needs to get around. Tara Murillo has been raising money for months to get the dog and to pay for a fenced-in yard. A bullet hit her 10-year-old Antonio in the head during a drive-by shooting last year. Antonio now suffers from seizures and memory loss. Today, family and friends held a yard sale and bake sale outside of Al's Auto Repair Shop in Nicholasville.
You find yourself in a lot of sorrow and pain, and you don't see good in the world. And these last few months, that's all we've seen, and it's absolutely an incredible thing.
Antonio will have his 5th brain surgery Friday. There are still several ways you can help him get that service dog. Information is on our website, WKYT.com, and on our WKYT News app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. 2 people went to the hospital tonight after a crash in Lexington. Police tell us a van and a car crashed on South Broadway and Boulevard Street. 1 person in the car had to be cut out. We're told the 2 at the hospital have non-life-threatening injuries. Police have not said what caused the crash. An Indiana man is dead tonight after a motorcycle crash in northern Kentucky. Police in Boone County say 2 motorcycles crashed on East Bend Road near Rabbit Hash. A motorcycle benefit ride for the Rabbit Hash General Store was happening at the time. A fire destroyed the store 2 months ago. Police say the victim was part of the benefit ride. Police believe speed and alcohol did play roles in the crash. A Perry County man is in jail. Police say he stole a car and thousands of dollars of tools from an auto service shop. 46-year-old Randy Dale Campbell is charged with burglary and theft by unlawful taking. Police say Campbell broke into Master Tech on North Main Street in Hazard Friday morning. They believe he loaded $50,000 worth of tools into a black Audi and drove away.
Well, after the arrest, I was at least able to start calming down enough to think about stuff, because you're thinking about what you've lost, how you're going to replace it, especially with the economy the way it is today, where it's so tight that you barely can keep surviving anyway.
The owner says police have returned about 1/3 of his stolen tools and are trying to recover the rest. Police also found the stolen car. The Pentagon says the U.S. has released 9 prisoners from Guantanamo Bay. All 9 are Yemeni and will go to Saudi Arabia for resettlement. None of the men are charged with crimes, and all but 1 were cleared for release at least 6 years ago. The prisoners cannot go back to their homeland because of instability there. All 9 have family ties to Saudi Arabia. The race for the Republican presidential nomination is getting closer. Ted Cruz got all 14 Wyoming Republican delegates at the state party convention. Cruz won the state's caucus last month when he scored 9 of the 12 available delegates. Both Donald Trump and Marco Rubio each won 1 delegate last month. Trump still leads the overall delegate race by 185. Kentucky's GOP is still selecting uncommitted delegates to send to the Republican National Convention. Kentucky's 2nd and 3rd congressional districts elected 3 delegates each today. One of them is Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton. Trump won 17 of Kentucky's delegates last month. Cruz won 15. If none of the presidential candidates get enough delegates to win the nomination, Kentucky's delegates are free to support anyone on the ballot. Still to come on WKYT, a Nicholasville rescue raises funds with a Stock the Barn party.
Shop FrankShoop.com from literally anywhere at any time that's convenient for you. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
There's nothing like making their day, except making sure their tomorrow is taken care of too. Financial guidance while you're mastering life. From Chase, so you can.
It's early, and you need a breakfast built for work days, not weekdays. Say good morning to the $3 breakfast with the chicken and gravy breakfast burrito from your DQ. Our famous chicken strip plus eggs, cheese, and pepper gravy wrapped up in a warm flour tortilla, served with crispy hash browns and coffee, all for just $3. Now this is a breakfast built for work days. The chicken and gravy breakfast burrito, just one of our delicious $3 breakfasts, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Don't let dust and allergies get between you and life's beautiful moments. With Flonase Allergy Relief, they won't. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Flonase outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill, so you can seize those moments wherever you find them. Flonase 6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
I'm Rob Bromley, inviting WKYT TV viewers on the vacation of your dreams, a land and cruise tour of Alaska, August 5th to the 18th. We'll enjoy a guided tour of Denali National Park, visit Anchorage and Fairbanks, and travel on the White Pass and Yukon Route Railway. We'll also board the MS Bullen Dam for a spectacular 4-night Holland America cruise. All airfare, hotels, and more are included. For a free brochure, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Shop FrankShoop.com. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Nice and quiet out there tonight, and that's the way it'll continue to be over the next few days here as we track nothing but sunshine during the daytime hours, of course, and at night clear and pretty mild conditions during what would normally be a period we're running in the 50s. We've been running in the 60s around the same time period. Right now, though, in Lexington, we are in the upper 50s. We're at 58 degrees with humidity coming in here up to now 51% and winds. That's what's coming in here, out of the northeast, around 7 miles per hour. So getting a northerly wind and still faring very well with our temperatures, not just here in Lexington with that upper 50. We've got some low and mid 60s still showing up on our map. You just go down the road. You go to Richmond, 61. You go to our east along Interstate 64. You get into Moorhead, 66 there tonight. And Jackson, up on the ridgetop there in eastern Kentucky, 65. Defender Radar Network. Look at that. Isn't that, I mean, just take a minute. Man, that is pretty to be nice and quiet anywhere you look across Kentucky. We expand our view because we got to find some moisture. There's some out there. You just got to expand. And there it is. Oh, well off to our west. And this is where it's going to get stuck for the next few days. It will not move a whole lot at all. Area of low pressure tracking through the plains, bringing showers, thunderstorms, several inches of rain, and on the backside, by the way, a little bit of snow showing. Well, more than a little bit, but certainly some snow out there. But our high will keep battling that and keeping away at least over the next few days. And other than that, here's the way it all looks. Very little change. We've got a very stagnant pattern here, at least across parts of Kentucky. And stagnant's really used a little more so, at least in weather terms, when it's more humid outside. But our air is just going to kind of just sit here like it is, dry and rather comfortable over the next several days. What we'll see with this very little change is the pattern is locked in, 5 to 15 degrees above normal. That means we get in the low 80s at some point around here, and not many clouds in the sky. It looks like a fantastic run in the weather world now through next week. Now, we do have change, as we always do, and it's showing up here by Wednesday. A little shot of moisture will start approaching the area, giving us a small chance of rain. Better chances to get here Thursday into Friday, and that's also when we'll have to roll back the thermometer a little bit, or at least go back down into the low 70s. Might even see some upper 60s. But overall, this is a fantastic pattern to be in, especially this time of year.
Yeah, I'm hoping this pattern continues.
It will. It'll stay warm. That's the good news.
A Nicholasville rescue that takes in and cares for horses needs help. The Kentucky Equine Humane Center held their 3rd annual Stock the Barn fundraiser tonight. The center rehabs, retrains, and rehomes horses in need. The executive director says they take in all breeds, and caring for those horses isn't cheap.
We do a lot of rehab at the center, so we take in a lot of horses with really severe medical needs that other people may not have the resources to do or don't have the expertise to take care of. So some of our horses are with us for, many, many, many months.
The center takes in and adopts out an average of 6 to 10 horses a month. It costs about $500 a month to care for each one. If you'd like to make a donation, we have the information on our website, WKYT.com. This morning, dozens raced to remember a fallen Kentucky State Trooper in Hardin County. The Trooper Cameron Ponder Memorial Run started at North Hardin High School. The event raised money for a scholarship named for Trooper Ponder. The 31-year-old died last fall during a traffic stop in western Kentucky. Trooper Ponder went to North Hardin High School. It was the final day of spring football for UK, Morehead State, and EKU. Lee K has highlights from the spring games next on Game Time.
Kentucky hospitals are intentionally getting unborn babies hooked on a narcotic. While that may sound bad, it's actually being seen as a success, considering the alternative. Babies and drug withdrawal, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Folks from everywhere come here, not just from here in Winchester. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
What does your insurance actually do when it's not doing insurance? What if you could get help with more often? And you could also plan amazing trips. Save on event tickets or hotel rooms. Even get rescued roadside. You can when you're a member and your insurance is AAA. Insurance that's not just insurance.
Coming up on this edition of WKYT Game Time, the football Wildcats put a wrap on spring drills, leaving their coach feeling good about the upcoming fall. EKU conducted its spring game, the first for new head coach Mark Elder. And the baseball Wildcats trying to avoid their first SEC Series loss of the season. We'll have the highlights, all this and more coming up on WKYT Game Time. Hey there, good evening to you. After several weeks of work this spring, the Kentucky football team finally had a chance to show off what they've been working on this afternoon at the annual Blue-White Spring Game. Mark Stoops hoping to iron out some of the early depth chart before summer workouts and fall camp. Drew Barker, he's already secured the QB1 spot, his first touchdown coming in the second quarter. A 64-yard strike to Ryan Timmons, who, by the way, the coaches have had great things to say about this spring. 10-0 blue team. The White squad was led by backup quarterback Steven Johnson, the transfer, showing off his scrambling ability. Picks up 29 yards on this play down to the 9-yard line before being stopped. 2 plays later, Saheem King scampers in for the touchdown. King finished with 95 yards rushing. Just before the half, the White team would take the lead. D'Italian Tobler, the redshirt freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, punches it in. It was 13-10 White team. But Barker and the blue squad would retake the lead before intermission. Barker delivers over the middle to tight end C.J. Conrad. Barker played just one half. He was 12 of 18 for 156 yards and a pair of touchdowns. In the third, Johnson quarterbacking the blue team now. He finds Jeff Badette underneath. And I tell you what, Badette only needs a little bit of space to operate. Turns on the Jets. He's going The distance. He's going for speed. He's going all the way to the end zone. 85 yards to make it 24-13 Blue. Johnson had 135 yards passing, 47 yards, and 1 score. And then another backup calling the shots in the fourth quarter. That was Gunnar Hoke, the little pop pass to Badette. Made it 30-13 Blue. And the Blue team goes on to win 31-20. You see the two quarterback stat comparisons there. Big day on the ground for both JoJo Kemp and Saheem King. Badette, he had over 107 yards receiving. Linebacker Denzel Ware was the defensive player of the game. 15 tackles, 10 of those solo, and 4 sacks.
Good wrap to a very good spring. As I've mentioned to you after practice from time to time, I feel like we made a lot of growth. I feel like our team has grown up a bunch. We've had a longer winter and more strenuous spring, and they really worked hard to keep their concentration and work hard, and thought we wrapped it up with a good, clean game today.
Summer's going to be big. I mean, the season's just now starting. We have a good starting point, but, you know, we got to really have a capacity for boredom this summer, running the same plays over and over until, you know, they're just ingrained in our memories. So it's going to be a big summer for us.
EKU hosting its first maroon-white spring game under new head coach Mark Elder this afternoon. It was defense, the maroon team, versus offense, the white team. Defense won the scoreboard thanks to plays like this interception by Corey Glass. But the offense had its moments as well. Contavious Hopkins ran for 2 touchdowns. This one from 11 yards out. And Dan Paul, a 75-yard touchdown catch and run from Tim Boyle. Elder said he was pleased with how his first spring on the job went.
They handled what we were asking them really well. They had a great attitude every single day. They were very positive. They were a million miles an hour in the direction we were asking. Are we there yet? No. But I love the team. I think that they've got great attitudes.
In order for you to be a good team, the whole team got to buy in. And I think the level that we're playing at right now, it's not there, but I think that we're reaching it. Guys are buying in to Coach Elder and his staff, and I think they're loving them and they're loving the juice that they're bringing.
At Morehead State tonight, Coach Rob Tenier and his team on the field for the spring game. Early first quarter, running back Lawrence Jones takes the handoff. He's going 10 yards for the score. White team gets on the scoreboard. More from the white squad. This time it's Brent Holman. He's in for the 5-yard touchdown, but the blue team was up 19-14. Blue gets some defensive points. Austin Gahifer throws toward the sideline, but he's picked off by redshirt freshman Brandon Duncan, the pride of Lexington's Dunbar High School. Just over a minute to go. White team down 3. Jones runs left and crosses the goal line for the game winner. The white team gets the victory, 37-33. Coming off that 7-win season, Coach Tenier loving what he sees from his team.
I think for me, it's in this team, it's about sustaining success. You know, to have 7 wins and first winning season since 2007, got a little taste of it. So for us, and I talked about this a lot with our guys this spring, is sustaining success. And we recruited for that, and feel like we've made the progress, and I'm excited for the season.
One of the final chances for horses to qualify for the Kentucky Derby taking place this evening out at Keeneland with the Grade 3 Lexington Stakes. A field of 10 going to 1 1/8 miles on the Keeneland track. Kurt Becker has the stretch call.
Coming past the 8th pole, has wrestled the lead away from one more round. A margin of 7 more lengths then. Back to Direct Message. Synchrony moves up 3rd toward the inside, but well behind Collected. Javier Castellano rallies Collected past the leader in the stretch to win the Lexington Stakes.
It was a beautiful day out of Keeneland. Collected takes the Lexington Stakes for trainer Bob Baffert, and an impressive race by 40-1 long shot. One more round, finishing in 2nd. The final major stop on the road to the Kentucky Derby running tonight at Oaklawn Park, the $1 million Arkansas Derby.
Still Gettysburg, 3 quarters, 1:10-3. Gettysburg has the lead. Creator will not get the job done. On the outside, here's Whitmore coming on. Big Changes is next, and Creator is flying. Creator now strikes to the lead. Down the outside, sudden breaking news is coming late. Creator of sudden breaking news. Creator's almost there. It's Ricardo Santana Jr. It's Creator to win the Arkansas Derby.
Got to tell you, I was pulling for sudden breaking news, but he didn't win. It's Creator, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Ricardo Santana Jr., the big run for the win. Favorite Cupid was a disappointing 10th. The Kentucky baseball team looked to bounce back in Nashville in Game 2 against Vandy today, and the Reds had to hold off the Cardinals late. Those highlights are swinging your way next on Game Time.
WKYT's Game Time is brought to you by Frank Shoup, Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and by Cardinal Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac.
Shop FrankShoup.com from literally anywhere at any time that's convenient for you. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoup in Georgetown.
When creating your dream home improvement, Stones and Granite brings the elegance and style of natural stone or quartz to your home. Both not only add beauty, but are durable, heat resistant, and easy to maintain. Please take us for granite at Stones and Granite of Lexington.
These creamery shakes are so rich and creamy.
I know, finally a shake for an aficionado like myself.
Wait, you're a shake aficionado?
Not a shake aficionado, the shake aficionado.
Whoa.
Yeah, well perhaps you could be one too, go ahead.
There's a coolness, it's cold.
Okay, ice cream is cold? Stop the presses, guys, ice cream is cold. Says Pete, print it.
New slow-churned creamery shakes are here in premium flavors like bourbon brown sugar. And all shakes are half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Hey, America! I'm getting fired up for Golden Corral's new Fired Up Favorites. They're launching flavor to a whole new level. I'm heading there now! It's endless baby back ribs, wings, and tenders, and bold new flavors like mango habaneros, sriracha, garlic parmesan, and classic buffalo. All for one low price. Rough flight, great landing. Fired Up Favorites only at Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
Now, during our Off to the Races sale, call us here at America's Window for high-performance Energy Star approved windows that will give your home an energy upgrade. And take advantage of our Off to the Races sale. Save up to 20% on new windows. Ask about zero down and zero interest options for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. Pick up the phone and call during our Off to the Races sale.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
Internet shopping for a vehicle can be confusing, scary, and at times misleading, but not at FrankShoup.com.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoup in Georgetown.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $89 million. Kentucky baseball played off key Friday night in the Music City, shut out by Vanderbilt in the opening game of the series. 9th-ranked Wildcats with a chance to even up the series this afternoon at number 4 Vandy. Scoreless in the 5th. Jason DeLay takes the Dustin Beggs offering over the left field wall for the solo shot. Kind of a mini monster out there, don't they? Vandy on top 1-0. Wildcats would tie it up in the 8th. And then they would take the lead on Luke Becker's single. Marcus Carson slides in safely to make it 2-1 Kentucky. Commodores would load the bases in the bottom half. Brian Reynolds singles up the middle. 2 runs come in to score. Vandy retakes the lead 3-2. So last chance for the Wildcats with the winning run at the plate and 2 outs. Zach Rex goes down looking for the final out of the game. Final score 3-2 Vandy. The Wildcats will look to avoid the sweep on Sunday. Kentucky softball looking to win a series hosting Missouri, down 3-1 in the 4th, and Missouri just adding to their lead on the 2-run home run by Colby Romaine. Carries over the left field wall. Tigers in command. Wildcats would attempt a late rally, down 9-1 in the 7th with 2 on. Brooklyn Hines singles up the middle. That'll score Silver Samuel. But the Rally Caps weren't on tight enough. Next batter is Jenny Shaper, and she goes down swinging. Missouri takes game 2, 9-2. The rubber match is tomorrow at noon. Reds visiting the Cardinals. 5th inning, St. Louis up 4-3. Brandon Phillips, your batter, doubles down the left field line. Zach Cozart scores to tie the game at 4 apiece. 6th inning, Reds up 6-4. Eugenio Suarez, the line drive down the line. Jordan Pacheco huffing and puffing around third, comes in to score. 7-4 Cincy. Top of the 9th inning, now 8-6, and Jay Bruce just clobbers this one. Solo home run to right field. puts the Reds on top 9-6. They're able to hold off the Cardinals for the 9-8 victory. Well, the NBA playoffs tipped off this afternoon, and we'll have some highlights for you next on Game Time.
Want to fill your garage with the best value brand in America that costs less than the competition? Honda's got it. During Honda's Dream Garage Sales Event, we designed 2016 Accords, the #1 selling sedan, just $199 a month. Or drive with 0 down, 0 security, and 0 first month's payment. Accords, available with Honda Lane Watch, Brake Assist, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and more. Just $199 a month or 0 due at signing. Honda's got it at your Central Kentucky Honda dealers.
Boy, do we sell a lot of bedrooms at Oak Factory.
And this month starts one of my favorite sales.
Buy a bedroom group, get a free mattress.
This bedroom is $16.99 for the bed, dresser, mirror, and nightstand.
And you get a free mattress.
And 12 months free financing.
Okay, so buy a bedroom, get a free mattress, and free financing for 12 months. Gotta love it. Only at Oak Factory, where you always get the family price.
You may be surprised to learn that you do not owe us a fee unless we win at trial or are able to obtain a fair settlement for you. So if you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or the victim of medical malpractice, you don't owe us a fee unless we win your case. And your initial office visit with us is absolutely free. My family has represented you and your families for almost 30 years now. Today, we are honored to help you when you need us most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Now during our Off to the Races sale here at One Day Bath by America's Window, get a beautiful new bath or shower installed in as little as 1 day. And call now for huge savings across the board. Save up to 20% on your new bath or shower. Ask about our 0 down and 0 interest option for 12 months. Plus, act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards future purchases. You're always a winner at One Day Bath by America's Window.
Kentucky hospitals are intentionally getting unborn babies hooked on a narcotic. While that may sound bad, it's actually being seen as a success, considering the alternative. Babies and drug withdrawal, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app.
NBA playoffs tipping off today. Quite a few former Wildcats on playoff rosters. Indiana Pacers visiting the Toronto Raptors in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference. Early in the fourth, Toronto down by 3. Ty Lawson misses from the corner, but former Wildcat Patrick Patterson there for the putback. Patterson had 9 points and 6 rebounds. Later, though, Paul George buries the three-pointer from the top of the key to put the Pacers on top by 4. Pacers would begin to pull away, and the Pacers would go on to take Game 1. Paul George had 33 points. Game 1 final 100-90. Defending champs Golden State opening the playoffs against Houston, and here's what it looked like. Steph Curry just dominating. He could not miss, hitting from long range and seemingly everywhere. He had 24 points in the first half. Didn't play much in the second half. Didn't need to. Warriors take Game 1 104-78. And the NBA playoffs continue tomorrow. That does it for this edition of Game Time. Good night, Kentucky.